Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
I'm Emmanuel Westby.
And good morning, Belize. And thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, April.
All
It is
right.
very good to be here.
It is good to have you here on a lovely Tuesday. And here is what we have in our show lineup for this morning in terms of conversation. Starting things off with the 16 days of activism kicks off today. Prevent to protect. Ending gender-based violence begins with us. That is the theme for this year's 16 Days of Activism. Our next conversation is followed by the Ministry of Public Utilities in collaboration with the Cycling Federation of Belize presents Energy Ride 2025. Next, Black Week, blowout sale with Cellular World. Of course, there are deals upon deals with this conversation. You don't want to miss that one. And lastly, the University of Belize Marketing Expo showcases future entrepreneurs. So we have all of these conversations and much more here on Open Your Eyes.
That's right. And just to add to that exciting lineup, here's a few things that you need to know before you leave your house this morning. So the Sapodilla Keys dispute at the ICJ, so that's a very big one right now. Another violent weekend across Belize, so we've been seeing accidents taking the stream. 16 days of activism, well, of course, that starts today.
Yes.
6 more days until give me 5. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? All right. And of course, many rivers to cross. If you are familiar with that song, then I'm sorry to say that Jimmy Cliff died at age 81. So the Jamaican musician has passed away at the age of 81. What's your favorite song of Jimmy Cliff?
You know, it was the one that I can see clearly now, the rain has gone.
Oh, you know all my favorites too.
But of course, Emmanuel, the big topic on the list this morning in terms of conversation, what you need to know is the Sapodilla Keys dispute is currently at the International Court of Justice. And now we just want to make sure our viewers understand that this is not the Belize-Guatemala dispute.
That's right.
Trial that is taking place right now. This particular dispute is in reference to the Sapodilla Keys that Honduras has laid claim over since, I believe, 1984. Thereabouts. So it's been a few years now that they've been laying claim to this particular area, and now Guatemala wants a seat at the table in terms of this particular dispute. So it's now potentially a trifold dispute of different countries trying to take ownership over this particular area.
Yeah, and when you look at it, April, what is Guatemala really seeking to do? What is their purpose of wanting to sit at that table?
Well, this area here is in line with the rest of the maritime body that they're claiming is a part of their territory within the dispute of Belize versus Guatemala. And when we, took this particular case to the ICJ, when we said yes to the referendum in 2019, we understood that there would have been some level of reference to the Sapodilla Keys when it came to Honduras. I know that I think in 2022 we heard Mr. Eamon Courtney state that we saw this coming, we were prepared for it, that Honduras would eventually lay claim and put their ring in the court when it comes to this particular area.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we understand Honduras' side, but I'm saying, why is it that Guatemala wants to come in now and have that seat? What is their purpose? Are they wanting to see that this matter be stalled? Are they wanting to see that they can somehow add some kind of, impact to see that the court does not give that sovereignty over the keys to Belize?
So no, in terms of our dispute with Guatemala, the Sapo de la Keys does lie within the maritime jurisdiction that Guatemala is trying to claim into Belize. So in all references, that entire southern area that Guatemala is trying to claim, the Sapo de la Keys are within that space. And so now we have Belize claiming over it, Guatemala claiming, Honduras claiming over it, and now Guatemala would like a seat at the table for this particular case, because this case is not within the same area of the Belize-Guatemala dispute. To the end of this is their territory, and so if they win this particular, if we were to win, right, hypothetically speaking, if Guatemala wins their claim in the ICJ, this territorial area is
blasphemy
for them. If, right, hypothetically speaking, if the Sapo de la Keys are still being claimed by Honduras, that's another dispute that they would have to figure out after our case is over. And so their particular claim to be, their particular case to be within this this particular trial is just so that they're able to have their say in it too. So whatever happens with this particular case, we have yet to see how that would affect the Belize Guatemala.
And how do you see the court responding to something like this?
I think in the case of this particular, in all our treaties, right? At the end of the day, Belize is a sovereign nation that is recognized globally. Honduras recognizes our independence. Guatemala recognized our independence at some point. I know that within the Sapo de la Keys area, I'm not sure how active Belizeans were in patrolling and so forth prior to 5 years ago. I know that now recently we do have Tide that is there managing. I know we have the Belize Coast Guard. I'm not sure if Fisheries is involved, but I know now we definitely have a person looking over the area.
I think Tide kind of stands in place for the Fisheries Department.
Right. And so now I know that we definitely have Belizean activism around there. Prior to that, I'm not sure how active we were. I know that Hondurans definitely went around that area for fishing and for tourism. So for their relationship with the Sapo de la Keys, I can't dispute and deny that they don't have one. But for us, I think that this has been a part of our maritime territory for as long as we've been a sovereign nation. So I'm curious to see how the court is going to rule out in terms of Guatemala trying to get
Well, I mean, we're the only country that has established some kind of enforcement within the area.
Yeah.
In terms of trying to minimize the illicit fishing and trying to protect the natural livelihood of that area. So, I mean, it is only clear when you look at it. I mean, the common man would not want to get in, would not be able to, decipher between all the different legal claims and aspects. But I mean, when you look at it, you see a small country sitting here and two bigger countries, two neighbors on the side, wanting to take portions of what they have. We have Honduras now wanting to claim the Sapo de la Keys. We have Guatemala now having that claim over that larger territory of Belize. So when you look at it, the man is the common man on the street is just looking at, these big countries sometimes can be bullies and they want to assert their power. They want to be able to take things and do it through the courts. Back in the days when persons wanted to take a land, what do? We put our armies together and we go and we march across the border and we take what you have. Today, no, people go to court. And so it's the same kind of force, the same kind of that same kind of need and want for others' territory that we see happening right here today.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a quote quickly from Guatemalan Ambassador Ana Cristina Rodriguez Pineda, and she went to file this claim at the court. And this is her quotation. I'm reading it verbatim. She says, "This question is already before the court as a result of the case brought jointly by Guatemala and Belize through a special agreement concluded 14 years before Belize's application against Honduras. That case, pending before this court since 2019, concerns inter alia Guatemala's insular claim against Belize for sovereignty over Cayo Zapotillos, aka the Sapo de la Keys. Notably, Belize comments that the present proceedings just a few days before Guatemala's Guatemala/Belize case on December 8, 2022. This move by Belize has created an unfortunate procedural conundrum for the court. For the sake of consistency and efficiency, hearing the merits of the two overlapping cases back to back could be appropriate, particularly if Guatemala is permitted to intervene. The interplay between the two cases is obvious. It has specifically been acknowledged by Belize in correspondence and over the course of several meetings with Honduras. For instance, in notes verbal between April and October of 2022, Belize sought to obtain guarantees from Honduras that it, quote, would not assert a claim to Sapodilla Keys by the way of application to intervene in the case before the International Court of Justice, pending between Belize and Guatemala, end quote. So it's kind of tricky to say where we went ahead and kind of did our own thing and didn't really consult with Guatemala. This is what the Guatemalan ambassador is claiming.
Well, I mean, that's
right?
what she claims. You know, she could
no,
claim
well,
so. And
she could claim it, but at the end of the day, it was Honduras that filed first, right? So we just wanted to kind of make it abundantly clear that this particular case is now Guatemala wanting a seat at the table in terms of the dispute between Honduras and Belize over the Sapodilla Keys. This is not the Belize-Guatemala dispute at the International Court of Justice. We are still waiting for the trial to actually commence, with persons to come in and make their cases in front of the ICJ.
Well, you know, I mean, as we have to think about what is going on in that international arena,
Yes.
and, you know, to protect our sovereignty.
Absolutely.
You know, we do want to be able to also take care of our home, because one thing we know
Yes.
is that Belize is ours.
Yes,
right?
yes, Belize of
right.
Belize.
And you know, one of the things that we need to look at in terms of home right now, I mean, we're having, it's so crazy when I've seen the headlines saying, you know, that now we're having more deaths caused by accidents than other criminal activities, you know, and that's crazy. It's crazy in one way, but the good thing is that it's easy to fix, right, April? It would be easy. It's easier to fix than having to deal with deaths in accordance with murder. Think about it. We could do different things to the road. We could have different laws in place. We could put different things to you know, help drivers to be able to be more prudent. You know, we could the government could work better with insurers. Insurers in turn work with government to see how monitoring can better happen in terms of the traffic ways. You know, so I think it's an easier matter for us to solve in terms of keeping our people safe. You know, I think everybody has to be responsible when they get behind the wheel, you know, and many times we like to tell ourselves, oh, I've only had one, I've only had two. And you know, it's just a split second before, you know, you black out behind something and cause an accident.
Agreed. And I think that, like I said previous times on these shows, driving, it really is our responsibility. If you hold a driver's license, you are responsible for the vehicle that you drive, you're responsible for your life, and you are responsible for the lives of everybody else that's on the road. And so I do agree with you, we do need to take caution. We have good laws, you know. That's the part that really baffles me. We have good laws.
So you feel that there's the enforcement side?
It's the enforcement side that definitely needs some assistance.
Because I've heard that the driver's license is a privilege given to a citizen. So it's not something that it's not an entitlement.
No.
So you're offered
you have to
this
earn
privilege,
that.
and with that privilege comes great responsibility, like you shared.
Indeed.
So who monitors then to see driving habits, to look at these things, you know, to see that, okay, you know what, this privilege is going to be taken away from you.
I think
who records these?
I think we also have a lot of consideration as motorists and drivers, that our traffic officers, our police departments, the lack of resources that they do have, both in material and in human, we should be able to at least be a little bit responsible for ourselves when we're on the road, so that we maintain a level of safety throughout the country. But in terms of motor vehicle accidents and so forth, Emmanuel, like over the weekend, there were several violence that happened, gun violence. There were a series of
so some stabbing.
yes, gender-based violence. You know, there are robberies. I was scrolling on my social media, and just every single headline was something along the lines of a shooting, a stabbing, a robbery, another domestic abuse, and it's a little bit scary to see that's the headlines for over the course of the weekend. I'm not sure. I think that we were just here a few weeks ago kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Why is it that we're still having all of these sort of violent incidents take place, not just in the home, but I mean, what was it, a delivery truck from Caribbean Chicken, Country Foods, that was, stopped brazenly with a cone, and these persons, they thought that they were being stopped by a traffic officer, and then they were ambushed, and the two of them were able to escape. One was very much injured. He was shot several times, and he's in critical condition in a hospital. And these persons really thought that they were getting away with so much money, but then nobody had the key for the safe. So it's really and truly the intelligence that's starting to upgrade with some of these armed robberies. They're getting smarter at the way that they're vigilantly looking at how they can take.
It's like they're
from
sitting classes. You feel like
they
it's something
are.
that it's being accessed through social media, through these different platforms, through different games.
I mean, if you look
in terms
at
of ideas and initiatives as to how to go about pulling off a robbery, a grand theft of a chicken truck.
I mean, look at this. Is the time of the year as well, right? People are desperate.
Yes.
It is the
Everybody
holiday
wants to have that
season.
Christmas
Everybody
festivity.
wants money. And we always say that, yes, while we are very much within the consumerism of the Christmas season, and everybody wants to buy and spend, up your wage, right? If you can't afford it, don't try to figure out a way to buy it, right?
It's good that you say that, April, but let us be real. That is not really what society says to people. Society puts a pressure on persons to be able to have this high festive thing around Christmas time, because, I mean, society not saying, what, nobody else come out in a message and say, Christmas is reason for the season, man. It's about love and caring and giving. It's kind of like, come and get a Christmas loan, 5 times your annual income,
That's
5
true.
times your monthly income.
That's true.
So people are pushing this in everybody's head. It's like, we got to get ready, And people they want to fit in, they want to get in that. And April now, if I'm home with you, man, April, me and you, man, with the day, you to tell me, boy, Manuel, I want a big Christmas tree. And I tell you, girl, April, I don't have no money. Man, what will April do? April go and find a Christmas tree. I have to go find a Christmas tree for April. So there is also that influence that takes place, that pressure within the home as well.
Yeah.
I think it's just for everybody to understand what is the true reason for the Christmas season. It's so unfortunate that we have blindsided it or overshadowed it with the fact of things, of lights and trees and gifts and a lot of food. But it's really about, coming together as family. And if we could get that, April, then we would have a less pressure around this time.
Yeah.
And not only that, I want to add, sorry, I'm on a tangent here.
Clearly.
Yeah, I'm on a tangent here, because when you think about it, April, not only do people get desperate around this time, but we shouldn't see such a need, because people who have should become more giving. They should become more generous. So even looking at that point, how are we giving to others? I'm not saying that we're obligated to do so, but the spirit of sharing and caring, it's not about, because I could tell you, forgive me, but sometimes around Christmas I would have all this food, and the food would go and go and go. Before you know it, it goes to places that's not really productive. So I mean, how do we share? How do we utilize that?
I think that we've been doing a relatively good job, and I'll talk a little bit more about how Channel 5 has been doing a very good job at giving back. But I do want to GBM.
Oh yeah, Greater
Belize Media has been doing a good job at giving back. But just to stay in line with this particular topic on the robberies, and for this particular season, I know that ASP Smith has been giving a little bit of advice, and we did speak to her, and in her media conference yesterday, she said, for advising persons that can afford it to maybe perhaps get cameras, perhaps start to think about other ways to secure your homes for this time of the year, because like you said, for some reason we do see an increase in robberies around this time of the year. So just to protect ourselves and your home, you have to find ways you get that insurance. You have to find ways to make sure that your home is secure. But we have been seeing this, and I'm hoping that we don't see an increase of this as the season continues to go along. But for homeowners and so forth, do your best to ensure that your home is safe. And as we wrap up our conversation this morning, Emmanuel, you're absolutely right. We have to find ways of giving back.
Yes.
And the way that Greater Belize Media has been giving back to our viewers is through, of course, Give me 5!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are counting down to Give me 5s.
Come
we are
and get your
officially
tickets.
6 days more before Give me 5. And of course, everybody is always, this is the time of the year of Give me 5, always starts at the first week of December. Where, of course, tickets are now available, and you can get your tickets here at the studio in Coney Drive, or you can purchase them online or GreaterBelize.com. So, of course, don't forget to get your tickets. These are very affordable. And from December 1st to the 5th, right after the newscast at 7:30 p.m. sharp, we're going to be giving away these tickets, and there's going to be prizes on prizes on prizes. You can now pay for your tickets through the DigiWallet, which I am so happy for because it's so easy to get that. And of course, you don't say hello. You not say
Give me 5.
You have to say give me 5. And so
That's
I know
right.
for that entire week, friends and families, they lock in, their phones are on loud. That my friend said that the first time she know what her ringtone.
Oh my.
Her phone is on loud, and she doesn't want anybody else to call her, because that is when you say
That is her
give
slot
me
for Give
5.
me 5.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I mean, if you want to be able to have that experience, you have to get your tickets. You have to get your name there and sit down at home and enjoy the fun, you know. Give me 5.
I personally love just watching the show, because we also have entertainment. You have, prizes. People come on the show. We have wonderful dialogue with our viewers. It's
and there's always
really
an anticipation
a great time
to see if your name is going to get called.
Oh yes, I've seen people say that it's their first time playing, and it's their first, and they actually win for the first time. I've seen people that have been playing for many years, and
I can remember one time as a child when Give Me 5 was coming about, because it has been around forever. And I remember once I picked up the phone, it was a house phone, and the phone was just ringing. I just picked it up and I said, "Give me 5." I remember my mother, she laughed and she said, "Boy, the show not even they on." But I mean, as children, it has become, GBM, Give Me 5, it's all a household name.
Yes.
So it's been around forever, and I'm happy to see that I've grown up watching it, and I now find myself now sitting on a couch here, so that's so beautiful.
And I really love that the tickets are very affordable,
Definitely.
And so the tickets are only shilling for one.
25 cents,
so
just
people
a quarter.
Come.
$1 get you 4.
Yes, people come
$5 get
and
you 20.
Yeah, people come and they buy $10 worth of tickets, and the more and more people buy tickets, that's of course the chance is increasing of winning. But the fact that it's only shilling, I remember a friend of mine, she purchased last year, and she bought, I think, about $5 worth.
Okay.
And she actually won.
She won.
Yeah, so
20 tickets in, and you definitely have a chance in the race.
Some people buy 100 tickets and their names never get called. Some people buy 5 tickets and their names get called. But the fact that it's only shilling
came for her.
25 cents for a ticket, anybody can play Give Me 5, and that is their chance to win. But we have so many prizes and sponsors.
That's right.
And we are so grateful for the collaboration that Greater Belize Media has had with many of these companies and these organizations to be able to give back to the community. So make sure you go on to GreaterBelize.com or come here at the studio at Coney Drive to purchase your tickets. But Emmanuel, we do have a show to look forward to. So we're going to move into our weather update from the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize. All right, so let's see what the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize have to say on this morning's Eye on the Weather. It was very foggy when I was driving up this morning. And so the forecast for today is sunny with some cloudy spells and cloudy at times tonight. A few showers with a low chance of an isolated thunderstorm will likely occur mostly over northern and central areas today. Then mainly over southern and some coastal areas tonight. In terms of our temperatures, it's a little bit on the low side. We're feeling the festive season. Along the coast today, our high temperatures is 85 degrees and our low is at 76 degrees. Inland, we see a high of 86 degrees with a low of 70 degrees. And over the hills, we see a high of 78 degrees and a low of 67 degrees. In our extended forecast, it looks roughly around the same temperatures leading up until Friday. Along the coast, we have our highs at 86 degrees with our low at 76 degrees. Inland with 88 degrees and 70 degrees. That's on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have, or on coast, our highs are at 85 degrees and 76 degrees. And 87 degrees inland with 71 degrees for our lows. And into Friday, we have along the coast 83 degrees in terms of high and 84 degrees in terms of low. And then inland 74 degrees in highs and 69 degrees for low temperatures. In our astronomical forecast, the sun rose this morning at 6:03 a.m. So our days are getting a little bit shorter and it is scheduled to set at 5:15 p.m. The moon will rise at 10:29 a.m. and it is scheduled to set at 9:29 p.m. In our marine conditions, the sea state is choppy with the winds blowing from east to southeast at 5 to 15 knots. And in our tides for today, our first high tide is scheduled for 7:49 a.m. with a low at 2:07 p.m. Another high at 6:33 p.m. And tomorrow's low is scheduled for 12:50 a.m. And that does it for our weather update, brought to you by the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize. Emmanuel, back to you.
Well, thank you for the weather update, April. And of course, we're going to be taking a quick break, but you want to stay tuned and stick with us because when we come back, we have a very special guest to talk with us about the start of the 16 days of activism. Of course, it's under the theme Prevent to Protect, Ending Gender-Based Violence. Begin with us. Stay tuned.
The thing with me is that I just like my freedom, and when it comes to things like that, I just don't like feel tied down.
You think I don't know, but like my granny said, every part have their cover.
Well, I could say, I just do the runs, but one thing I could tell you, you can't deny one good connection.
Why get tied down? With Smart Supercharged prepaid plans, you get all the postpaid perks you love, but with no contracts. Just pay up front for your talk, text, and data package and enjoy total freedom for up to 30 days and starting as low as $35. That's right, no commitments for less than $1.25 per day. Just simple, flexible plans that keep you connected your way. Because with Smart, you call the shots. Dial 7526 or star 100#. Use the Smart app or visit a Smart prepaid agent to supercharge your connectivity today. Smart, bringing people together.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
It's celebration time! Greater Belize Media is turning 34 years strong. That's 34 years of bringing you the news you trust, the shows you love, and the stories that bring us together. So you know what that means. It's time for
Give me five, give me five, give me five!
The countdown begins on December 1st, ending with a bang on December 5th. Tune in nightly at 7:30 for your chance to win amazing prizes. Fill out your coupons and return them for just 25 cents each. Now even easier with DigiWallet and eCash. So join the fun, feel the energy, and remember,
you do not say hello, you do not say you do not say hola, you do not say where to go on. It's only Gimme 5 that allows you to
Give me
hit.
five, give me five, give me five!
We just take the coast out.
Belize is on the move. The coastal road is now powered by Digi's ever-expanding 4G LTE advanced network. Now you can stream that music, track that storm, or stop to send that file. Digi 4G LTE has got you covered. Digi, leading Belize's digital transformation.
it's celebration time! Greater Belize Media is turning 34 years strong. That's 34 years of bringing you the news you trust, the shows you love, and the stories that bring us together. So you know what that means. It's time for
Give me five, give me five, give me five!
The countdown begins on December 1st, ending with a bang on December 5th. Tune in nightly at 7:30 for your chance to win amazing prizes. Fill out your coupons and return them for just 25 cents each. Now even easier with DigiWallet and eCash. So join the fun, feel the energy, and remember,
You do not say hello, you do not say you do not say hola, you do not say where to go on. It's only Gimme 5 that allows you to
Give me
hit.
five, give me five, give me five!
And welcome back, and we thank you for sticking with us. And of course, as promised, we are graced this morning by none other than the Honorable Thea Ramirez Garcia, our Minister of Human Development, Family Support, and Gender Affairs. All right, no better person to kickstart or to come and share with us about the start of the 16 days of activism. Such a powerful, powerful theme, Minister. How are you this morning?
Well, it's a bit earlier than I'm used to this morning because we were just at the roundabout for the flag raising. And so that happened at 6 this morning, and now I'm here. It's a full day today.
Oh, wonderful.
I appreciate you being here because, yes, we know that today is the start of the 16 days of activism. But before we get into the activities for the next 16 days, I really want to get into the theme and what this particular 16-day movement means, not just to your ministry, but to everyone in the country.
Well, 16 days is used primarily to galvanize support, to really focus it. You know, we work all year round. The National Women's Commission, the ministry, through especially the family support and gender affairs department does a lot. The Office of the Special Envoy, I mean, they do a lot, and the Special Envoy is very passionate about this subject. And so all year round, really, there is work that is ongoing in terms of training, and Special Envoy has really taken it up as her mission to educate men and boys on this subject. So she does it from that perspective, and they do a great job. So all year round, really, there's the advocacy, the education, the sensitization, but in reality, we take 16 days out of the year to really focus on this issue, because it's needed. It just so happens that right around the time for 16 days, we always have an uptick of cases. The cases get a lot more gruesome, violent, and there's all this stuff happening.
Why do you think that happens, Minister? Around this time, you feel perhaps maybe the advocacy that your colleagues and yourself put out, that it empowers women to maybe come out and report these incidences around this time?
Well, it might be that. It also, I think, one of the factors is alcohol consumption. You know, after the September celebrations, that's a time when a lot of people are drinking, and then we have, you know, several holidays and people get really festive, and a lot of times alcohol, we have seen, is a factor or a common denominator in a lot of these cases. Is the abuse of alcohol. And so right around we expect all the frontline workers for gender-based violence expect around the holidays, around festivities, that there is an increase in the number of cases for gender-based violence. So we know, you know, right around Christmas time, unfortunately, we have this issue. So 16 days is to galvanize, to really converge upon this, all of us all at once together, to raise our voices. For those of us who can't yet raise their voices, or whose voices are completely shut down.
It says,
you know?
Prevent to protect. Ending gender-based violence begins with us. I find that as women, we know what's happening, right? We know what's happening in our homes. We know what's perhaps happening with our friends, our family. We know. And it's this cycle of, for the past, I want to say 20 years or so or more, that we've been really creating this movement of empowering women. But as we are empowering women, we're not so much educating our men. And it's this sort of imbalance that, personally, that's what I'm seeing, an imbalance of genders that are, one is seeking to feel, one is saying their power is being taken, and the other one is being empowered. And so this lack of understanding where we're trying to go as a society, there seems to be like this gap, right? So how does this particular movement seek to kind of close that gap?
I think you're right in saying we all know, all of us know, men know as well. But I think that there's a sort of understanding that it's very, it happens with impunity. There's no real consequences, I believe, to gender-based violence.
What do you mean by that, Minister? I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. The reporting we have, while we have a lot of reporting, there's two types of reporting. There's one for future reference, and there's one for police action. Okay. The ones for future reference, there's far more of those than those for police action. A lot of times, we keep getting reports that police officers refusing to take the police report, that women are especially are turned away, and gender-based violence affects both men and women, but by and large 9 out of every 10 reports are women the victims and men perpetrators. So while we generalize, I have to ensure that people understand that both men and women can be the victims of gender-based violence, domestic violence. But there's no real consequences. First of all, the law states that you have to have a complainant. A lot of times women are coerced, are intimidated to pull back a report, to pull back the police action. We're having a revisit of that act, the Gender-Based Violence Act, and that will start right now during 16 days. So that is good, which seeks to, penalize stronger gender-based violence, to recognize femicide separate from murder, and to seek greater penalties for femicide.
We saw that in the incident just a few months ago with the man that was released and then he went after his entire family. And so beyond that also it seeks to ensure that even without the complainant, that in very special cases the police or the authorities are able to continue the case without the complainant.
So it would be like something against the crown.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy that you mentioned that the act would somehow be amended to ensure that there's better, enforcement or consequences for persons who are perpetrators of domestic violence and gender-based violence. And it's so listening and hearing that there's more reports for the future reference as opposed to those for action. I'm thinking, what is it that we do then, or what could we do then for those future reports to try to minimize it from turning into an action report? Like maybe perhaps, someone comes in, they make a report for future reference. Is there a way that we could maybe perhaps put those persons through counseling? I mean, we were talking about the advocacy and what have you. So can future reports, maybe perhaps by the law at some point, lend itself to putting persons through some form of counseling or guidance, just to be able to better understand, themselves and relationships?
The more and more the judiciary is ensuring that especially perpetrators and repeat offenders are given mandatory counseling, and we're seeking to enshrine that in the act as well, because we do have still very toxic stereotypes, these gender norms that are very harmful, and that we continue to tell ourselves that their tradition and their culture, they're not. They're not. And even traditions and cultures can change. And we have to be the people now that decide that this is really enough, that violence is not traditional and it's not cultural, and it's
inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
I wanted to circle back to my initial question about the education gap, and like I said, we're now living in this era, right, where everybody's a counselor, everybody's on TikTok, and everybody's giving advice, and everybody's talking about how to mitigate certain situations. But by and large, your ministry and what it's doing.
So we do sensitization all year round. We are trying to sensitize primarily the frontline workers, and you have to understand that victims or survivors of abuse you have to still preserve their dignity, so they have choices. And somebody that's educated, and I learned that from my years at the National Women's Commission. An advocate gives choices and says, okay, this is the system, this is the gamut of services resources provided by stakeholders, by the ministry, and you may do this, that, but ultimately it's the person that decides. So while we would want to say you need counseling, you can say, you may need counseling, this is what we can do in this instance, because counseling is one of those things, if you don't want it, it doesn't work.
It won't work. Yeah, that's true.
So we do all of these things. We're trying to work with the frontline workers primarily, because everybody brings their biases to work. So if you are yourself in a situation of domestic violence or gender-based violence, either as the perpetrator or as a victim, then you already have a mindset, a bias. You're going to take that to work, and it's going to affect the way in which you perform and give those services. So that's why we keep continuing. I want to say, that it begins at home in our communities, and because child rearing is usually, and the norm here in Belize, that it's a woman's responsibility. You wonder why we still have a lot of domestic violence and gender-based violence. But the truth is that a lot of times we are a product of our nurturing, and these stereotypical roles continue and are deeply ingrained. So we should do a better job. So while I agree that we need to educate men and young boys, we cannot ignore the fact that we need to continue to educate women as well.
Of course, I find that.
But we are trying to bridge the gap. Like I said, ESCLAN, Office of the Special Envoy, do a very good job. We are engaging. All the special forces, we do BDF, Coast Guard, police, and all of these, because we believe that, you know, that it's a problem, and men and boys, and prevention is better than cure, and we are trying more now to tailor our messages for young men and boys. We have to start very young, and when we're noticing that we're having to start younger and younger to get the to lower the incidences and get the kind of responses that we need.
Are we seeing the topic incorporated in the curriculum for the schools?
No, we're not.
So that is something, then that's where we need to start, Minister, because when you speak about the nurture is very important. There's an aspect that happens at home, but there's an aspect that also happens at school.
Spend more time at school.
So I think if we could get into the schools, and a lot of things, a lot of topics and different things like this, we try to, we find that it's so important to get into schools, like for example, managing finance and so forth, but now looking at domestic violence and gender-based violence, so crucial. Needs to be in the school so that the young people can understand. And a lot of children may be seeing this at home. They may not be able to identify what it is. But if we could educate, you know, how does it make them feel? They would know, you know what, this is not a situation I want to find myself in.
Because it normalizes it. If this is what always happens at home, you desensitize, you normalize, it makes it easier for you to act out what you see happening and playing out at home. So some people genuinely believe that this is what it looks like, this is what it is, because they have never seen anything different.
I wonder how you would fight, or not even fight, but I mean like combat the intergenerational trauma that has already been set, because you said that you keep going lower and lower when it comes to educating young men and young women. Right now, our generation, well, my generation and Emmanuel's generation, our norm was still raised with, I'm gonna give you something to cry for, right? That norm of that desensitizing of I can't show my emotions because emotions are weak. You know, child abuse starts from a very young age. We are still in that generation, and so people our age are still acting from that particular rearing when they were children. So how do you how do you surpass this so that the reports are less and less when it comes to domestic violence?
I agree that we need to have something in the curriculum, and I would love to tell you that's where we're at in that planning stage. But so many things have been stripped from the curriculum.
I know.
Particularly post-COVID, there's the curriculum was kind of
like
bare bones.
Family life or something like that was in
HFLE.
there. HFLE.
But we have certain sectors of society that disagree with a lot of the different components that were in HFLE.
Shared with the children at that point.
Interesting.
So some of those sectors have pulled away from sharing certain information, and some members of that same sector have really engaged with us at another level. I've through my work at the National Women's Commission, for example, the Seventh-day Adventist Church had reached out to me because they identified that within their community, their congregation, there was a high incidence. And so I had engaged a few years ago in taping and recording some information for them that they could then disseminate throughout nationally. And I think they also have a TV station for them, and so they did that because they recognized, I think a lot of the churches, the evangelical and the churches with pastors, the pastor's wife is the one that takes up the women's Bible study and the women's leadership, you know.
Yes.
And so they recognized that there was indeed a problem with women, and through their ministry actually is where we're making a lot of inroads, because you know, nobody is immune to violence, and especially domestic violence, and so we have to keep working at it. I don't get discouraged. We see a need, we try to fill that gap. There has to be discussion in how to get some of these difficult but necessary conversations in the classroom, as young as primary school. And I agree with what you say, that primary school is so important. I still remember my own children going to school, and you know what the teacher said, or the preacher said, was law.
It sometimes trump what you say.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, no. The teacher is correct.
Yeah.
You don't do it this way.
That is so powerful.
Because even in preschool, teacher Lourdes said, you stick the foamy like this. That's you have to do it that way.
You didn't do it correctly.
No, exactly.
Oh, God bless you, teacher Lourdes. Teacher the wrong thing.
So I think that it's important.
Yes.
The same way the good touch, bad touch is now universal. I think that young children grasp more easily they grasp those situations, and that they're able to then make up their own minds and say, no, that's not what you do.
And the younger generation now, you find that the minds are very advanced because of the use of technology and the access to the different social media things that they find. And you know, Minister, I could imagine a challenge in terms of getting this in the curriculum, you know, in the schools. But you know, one of the things where I can find, when I look at 16 days of activism, I'm sure there's a wealth of activities that you all have over the 16 days. Perhaps we could see one of that being where we're in the schools, we could have a march with these children, you know, everybody have a competition. You see Minister looking so lovely in the orange, matching our set. So I mean, we could have orange banners and orange parade for the schools, and you know, so I think we could get in there, you know.
So for the 16 days, today is the first day. Can you give us a little bit of a synopsis as to what we can expect?
Okay, so the coordinating agency for the National 16 Days activities is actually the National Women's Commission. And so they have a whole committee that started this work months ago, like 6 months ago. And they invite all the stakeholders and the partners, and they come in and they plan what it looks like. So at 9 we're having our official launch, and we have a parade downtown, and we've done that for a couple of years now. And every year we get more schools coming in. Last year we had St. Catherine's Academy, the ladies marched with us. We have all the schools downtown, and then we were told, you know, but you're going to block traffic, and that's exactly what we want.
What we need to do.
Yes.
Need to make a scene.
Exactly. Lots of noise and lots of color. And so we go downtown, and it's become more and more visible. And what I like is that there are more and more young people joining in, and that's what we need. I think truly the changes that we need for Belize are going to come from its young people. The majority, if you look at the demographics, people under 35 are the vast majority of Belizeans living here in Belize. And so, you know, my hope rests very highly on young people making a difference. Actually, you also have, ironically, women under 35 are the ones that are most in situations of violence. So we have to look at them. We still have teenage pregnancy very high, one of the highest in the region. under 19 pregnancies are sky high, and so we have to look at all of these things when we come out here, and so raising the awareness, because just the color orange is what's going on, why is everyone so bright, and so when we have those conversations, we keep saying it. So every district has a gender based violence committee.
Okay.
And so through those committees run by the National Women's Commission, they organize in all sectors. So you'll have all the different 9 ministries, which are the police. You have obviously human development, family support, and gender affairs. And the police are great partners. But in Belmopan, you see MIDH come out. Last year, they did a wonderful job. Police comes out countrywide. They even take the opportunity during 16 days for the women police officers to go out into the communities and do that outreach.
And it's so amazing. And it's so amazing how the MIDH has really grown, has emerged as a stakeholder in this, because I know that the houses that they give is to a lot of women,
single mothers,
and so empowering them.
Right.
So that's beautiful. You know, Minister, I just really want to thank you. I mean, you have shared a wealth with us and really got us excited for these 16 days.
I wanted to acknowledge that while Minister was speaking and giving us a little bit more of details of what was going to take place, the flyers that we were posting earlier was like every single district having something you know, to do, not just for today, but for the majority, 16 days. We see walks, flag raising ceremonies across the country and the islands as well. I think this one is San Pedro, if I'm not mistaken.
Different stakeholders. You have the National AIDS Commission commemorating International AIDS Day on December 1st. And so you have, you know, this is Corozal Town. You had to put this one on.
That's your heart.
Of course, San Ignacio. But what I really appreciate, Minister, is while you are here representing your ministry, a lot of these activities and so forth could not be possible without the wonderful collaboration with all of these different stakeholders. I see Rotary Club, Women's Commission. These are all NGOs and other organizations that have taken up the mantle and have supported this cause.
Yes, it's grown over the years, and it's grown organically. So people have wanted to come and join, and I have to thank Rotary, like I said, MIDH, and you're right. So there's also gender focal points in every ministry now, and so through those gender focal points, we're also able to make inroads. I want to thank Ms. Marissa Alamia, who does a great job with that housing project, CEO Victor Espat, and of course Minister Julius Espat, for really believing and trying to empower women, because by and large they are single mothers and women that really need that start. So I think across the government and under the leadership of Prime Minister, he has really made it a point to ensure that we reach those that are most vulnerable. I think that I can confidently say that he believes in women and the power of women to change our entire
narrative.
And you can look at it the way that we are pushed now to empower women. We are the last frontier, so to speak, for work. You know, women make up like 60% of the entrepreneurs in this country.
Wow,
and entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs are really the power of the economy. And so by empowering women, you empower, cha-ching, right? You empower.
I just want to congratulate the men for the 40%.
Oh my gosh.
He just had to do that, right?
Yes.
But I just want to say, so that you see a lot of women's empowerment programs rolling out, and that is because and really they are in the informal sector. You see a lot of work happening even through the office of the Prime Minister to ensure that those women are now legitimized, their businesses, and they are counted in the and formalize all of these businesses so that they can count, and you can see how the GDP starts to stack up when women are empowered.
Yeah.
By and large, UN Women says that when you invest in women, out of every dollar they reinvest 90 cents. I don't want to tell you what the men are at.
We're not going to go there because, Minister,
I think for
can't
every
let
100 you make, they take 90 cents.
Oh
they
my.
take $90.
Minister, I can't let you go without asking you this final question. And in terms of you saving the lives of domestic violence victims, what's the biggest difference that this new bill is going to make?
The Domestic Violence Act. Okay, so I think the biggest things are that it will allow the police to pursue charges against someone even when they've pulled back.
Okay.
And another one of the things that I think is to seek greater penalties. And I think that, the magistracy and judges have to act within the law. And so if you enforce, you can only enforce what's there.
Yes.
So, once there are stricter penalties, then they would be able to ensure that, justice prevails, really, justice for the victims.
It feels very slow, though. How can we push this to make it go faster?
Well, it's a process.
Yeah.
So during these 16 days, we're going to start the consultation process.
Okay.
So what happens when to have one of these go through? You have to have a consultation process that goes up to cabinet. I'm able to then take it to cabinet and say, okay. Well, we did the consultation process across all district and keys. We had so many people consulted, so many organizations with so many membership, and so by and large, this is what it is. Then we take it up to the House for the first reading, goes back to House committee. People are then able to come in as organizations or as individuals to say, well, we would want to see these amendments, or we don't agree with this. We agree that this should be a stricter term or a higher penalty, whatever it is. It goes back then to the AG's ministry for tweaking, goes back to the House, and then it has to go through the House and through the Senate.
Yeah,
So
quite a lot of work
yes.
behind that. Minister, I just want to again just thank you for sharing, your knowledge and everything else with us in terms of what's about to happen over these 16 days.
Yeah.
I want to share this motivational quote with you though, before we go to break. When we choose courage over silence, we create a world where every woman and girl can live in safety, dignity, and freedom. Change begins with us today and every day. And that's, of course, anonymous, but it says, in honor of 16 days of activism. I don't know if you all came up with that one.
Oh.
Such a beautiful and powerful quote.
When we choose courage over silence, we create a world where every woman and girl can live in safety, dignity, and freedom. Change begins with us today and every day. And of course, the theme for 16 Days of Activism is Prevent to Protect.
Right.
Ending gender-based violence begins with us. Minister, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. I know that you have a full day. We have to get you back at 9 o'clock sharp. So we want to say thank you so much. Final words.
Well, I just want to ask the general public and yourselves as well. You have a great job. You help us all the time in ensuring that the public not only sees the horrific things that can come as a consequence of gender-based violence, but also to spread awareness. And so I want to thank you for the opportunity of having me here several years in a row. And of course, during the year, you always come and ask us to come in and share. I also want to invite the general public to participate and contribute meaningfully when the consultation process for all these bills. The law is only a reflection of society and seeks to ensure that we live the way we want to live. So if we want to see a Belize free of gender-based violence and domestic violence, then we need to be part of the process, to engage and remain engaged, and look at all these things and contribute meaningfully, and that's the way that we make a change, by participation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Minister. We take a quick break, and when we return, our conversation switches with the Ministry of Public Utilities in collaboration with the Cycling Federation of Belize presents Energy Ride 2025.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
This Christmas, get into the joy with Uno. Imagine winning a shiny motorcycle, a brand new TV, a brand new fan, or grocery coupons to make your holiday shopping easier. The surprises keep coming. All you have to do is visit Uno, and for every $25 on fuel, you'll get a coupon. Fill out and participate. Get one coupon for each quart of Uno lubricants or 2 for a gallon. Visit your nearest Uno gas station today. Fill your tank and drive into Christmas cheer with Uno. Uno gas stations.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
My name is Leomar Langzert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
welcome back. Joining us for our second conversation, we have our friends from the Ministry of Public Utilities, and we have joining us on the couch Dr. Leroy Almendarez. He is the Chief Executive Officer, at the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics, and he is joined by Ryan Cobb, the Director of the Energy Unit over at the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
And we're here to talk about energy. Are we energized? Do we need coffee?
Energized to celebrate the 16 days of activism.
Okay. As we wind down.
We have got him in the spirit.
Yes. As we wind down Energy Month. Yes. All right. So you are speaking about the collaboration with the Cycling Federation of Belize. But before we get into that and more, I just would like perhaps maybe one of you to give a small update on Energy Month and some of the work that you all have been putting out in lieu of Energy Month.
Well, I'll start and then, because Ryan has been very engaged and in terms of the plans, and this is a CARICOM based thing, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So CARICOM Energy Month, basically what you're looking at, sometimes you see people using energy, but you don't realize that sometimes the energy that you're using, somebody else is not able to use it. So we must, by that, what I mean by that is, so Ryan puts on all his lights, but because he's using so much and there is not enough to provide for all of us, it means that I have to conserve, but we should always be conserving. So in essence, as much, and then of course you hear about climate change, right? You hear about climate change and all the challenges. The hotter it gets, that's when all of us want to put in all our ESCs and our fans, etc., not realizing
which would be counterproductive.
So
right, but then you remember, something has to be supplying that, unless you're supplying yourself through some source. And so that's one of the things that you look at. But of course, this requires education as well. So, really, they have been going into the schools, getting children to understand. And even when you buy appliances, you hear about things like energy efficiency. It's right there. We hear about renewable energy because you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint. So the CARICOM, as a matter of fact, you try to find a harmonized approach to doing so. So Energy Month for November, this is where you put it into true focus. The true focus of, energy, but we must innovate as well. We must innovate. We must find new investments, because when you think about the fact that who distributes the energy, BEL does, but the energy must come from somewhere. And so we are also focusing on renewable energy, talking about, we already have hydro, that's renewable, biomass, the waste from production of sugar, these kind of things. But now there's a focus on solar. Because really, we get so much sunshine, but how do we harvest the sunshine? How do we use that sunshine, that same sunshine that you see out there, to energize your home?
Which would not
that
put any bad effects to the climate change and so forth.
You see, it's renewable, so we're talking about clean energy. Clean energy, not fossil fuels, not the kind of emissions that you're talking about. But your energy is also not just electricity. So you have e-mobility. You see those nice fancy green buses running the city now. Those things are run, but not on gasoline. Those things are run by the electric mobility. So when you really think about that, this is the focus, right? That's the focus. This is what we've been talking about. On the 14th of November, we had our energy fair. And this is when you bring people together. You have panel discussions, people talking about, how am I using energy? What's my source? That kind of thing. And then, of course, you have the engineers coming in. But the kids were there. We had a lot of students who came in.
We had over 1,000 students coming in that day.
Yes, and many of them had, they had assignments. So we were there, and, really they said, well, we need to get an interview because this is a part of my assignment. And they were asking the tough questions.
Wonderful.
Right? They were asking the tough questions. And when you can get them engaged from the early ages, then they learn, you can say, okay, I walk out of a room, I don't need to leave the lights on. Those kind of things, because conservation is a part of it. If you conserve, it simply means that you can also make it more sustainable, because again, supply. We import so much from Mexico.
Yeah.
What happens when Mexico can't supply us?
Well, we have seen
We've
what
seen
has
what happened.
Right.
We have seen what could happen there.
Offloading.
Yes. I like that you mentioned that you're in the schools. You know, we always believe that being in the schools is a good place to be. But we know the children don't run the home. The children are not the one who is paying the bill. The children are not the one who's to say, you know what, turn off that light. The children probably have on the lights and all the games and the fun and everything else. You know, the TV watching them while they play on the phone or so. But what do we do then to advocate to the older persons, the persons who are in charge of the homes? And I just want to say how pertinent that this energy month is right before the month when everybody consumes the most energy. Christmas time!
And the lights are already up.
And the lights are already up.
The lights have been up.
I'm guilty.
But if you notice,
I'm guilty.
there are some people now who use solar panels.
Yes.
So it's like a blended farm now where
You've
they
seen
use
those
some
Christmas
PV.
lights that have the solar panels and
on
so
them,
forth.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm recycling from last year. I have not checked on that one.
Yeah,
but even your traditional lights, they've moved on from incandescent now to LED.
To LED, that's right.
As
That's
well.
right. Yeah. The ones I have, they are like that.
Yeah,
so
but-
how do you advocate to the
Yeah.
older persons? How do you get into the households of the persons running the home and saying to them, you know what, you need to be able to conserve better because it's for the betterment of all of us. How do we manage that? Or is there a difficulty in that?
There is a difficulty in reaching what, like you said, the older generation when it comes to households. And the only way we've been able to do that is by doing what we call bulb exchange programs, where we're telling people, we're giving you LED bulbs, so while you're coming in to do the LED bulbs, we're giving you a little bit of education to tell you these are certain things you can do, behavioral changes, technology changes as well, of what you can do to save on your energy bills and so forth. But like the CEO said, it really starts with the children in the school.
Yeah.
Because they will take those teachings that they're learning in school, take it not only to their household, but when they then come up in age, they will continue those practices and pass it on as well.
So there's an initiative where you exchange the bulbs for persons?
Yes, what we do is primarily we go into the different communities. We set up a booth and then we give out, like, say, 2 LED bulbs to a household and so forth.
Okay, so it's not like somebody go walk into the utilities and public utilities and be like, hey, I want to change all my bulbs today. Where do I sign up? You know, so it's not like that. It's
unfortunately not.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
And what we do sometimes is, you know, they would have some quizzes.
Okay.
Right? With the energy-related questions. And if you get it, then, you know, you get a bulb. But of course, you see how it works, etc.
Definitely.
You know, and these things, many times I believe we don't talk about it enough. And even conservation. And because once you can grasp that and it becomes a part of the mentality, a change culture, because that's what's important, a change culture.
That is
For
true.
example, look at all these lights in here. We don't know how they run and where it's coming from. So, but that's necessary.
It may be solar.
But you know what?
Well,
after we are done, I have to say that we knock off all of these lights. I mean, we're not using the studio. These lights are not on.
We got them on solar.
No. I'm just saying, like, because
we'll send you your prizes.
you have to try your best to be conscious of how we conserve. One of the things that I really appreciate from BEL is their, I don't know if you ever look at their watts and hours of electricity. It's their
the commercials?
It's their videos. Their videos on YouTube.
It's a video they have
educational.
Almost weekly.
Yeah.
Watts and
Yes.
hours. And then you have some video, for example. And the other thing about this, let me just give a quick example. You know, some people when they're washing, they will wash even if they're just 5 pieces of clothing rather than waiting until there's a full load. No, just put in a full load because you can actually see how much you're burning.
Correct.
You burn the same amount if you burn.
And
if you only have 5 pieces of clothes, wash on your hand.
And then you remember, well, you wash on your hand indeed. And then you have to dry as well.
Correct.
Yes.
You see, and that's the same thing. Whites and colored can be dried together, but some people will dry the whites and dry the color. Well, of course, depending on how much.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is to look at that meter and how it's spinning, and plus your bill, right? Because remember, when you're consuming, you don't know what you're consuming. Is it hydro? Is it Mexico? Is it biomass? Because BL dispatches power. It buys the power, but dispatches it as well in your home.
Yeah.
And so you don't know which one of those they're dispatching and when they're running out and that kind of thing. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
Right. So.
So in terms of the Energy Month, you're talking about the fair. Others, Energy Ride is coming up. You've collaborated with different entities and stakeholders to ensure that all of these awareness campaigns and so forth have taken place. So now you're in you're collaborating with the Cycling Federation for the energy ride. Let's talk about the energy ride.
Sure, the energy ride is of bringing awareness to sustainable transportation. When we think about transportation, we primarily think about cars and buses. But we forget that there's also manual transportation, such as riding your bicycle. And that's what we're trying to promote as well. So we'll be having two types of rides this coming Sunday in San Ignacio. A fun ride that will be for your everyday person.
Like me.
like me, like we.
You don't have to have no type of fancy bikes.
Okay.
We're going from the.
But you need a bike.
You need a bike.
All right.
From the Victor Galvez Stadium all the way up to where Belize Hydro has their offices and back. And right after that, then we will have the professional races. So you can go to the streets and see that race. It's going to be from the stadium all the way up to the roundabout in Santa Elena, doing multiple laps. Doing multiple laps. And we have great prizes. So if there are any cyclists out there that want to sign up, they can still sign up with the Cycling Federation. And they're great prizes. I mean, we're talking about prizes of up to 1,500 for the winner.
So the awareness we're looking forward to is seeing persons starting to utilize bicycles more in transportation. To try to conserve energy is what we're looking at?
Yes, it's trying to conserve energy and also trying to combat climate change as well. So that's a general idea that we're trying to bring.
I love that.
I would imagine though, because I look at, because I live in Belmont Pond, and I know for at least hourly circle, there is the cycling way, right? You have the walkway and you have the other space to do your cycle, but that's not the same for other municipalities. So is there future collaborations or talks or projects to create certain spaces?
Because when you think about it, there are some people, for example, who might live a minute away. But instead of getting on their bike and walking, because it's a health thing as well in that case, they jump in the vehicle. Then your emissions increase, and one of the things we're looking at is the reduction of greenhouse gases as well. So when Ryan mentioned the whole thing, the use of the bike, the cycle, because you could see how healthy these guys, really become and things like that. So it's really a total awareness, and so in our ministry, as Ryan heads the energy unit, and they can tell you all the data that they collect and things like that too, really to make sure that our footprints, because it must be sustainable as well, You see what happened recently when some people started to panic when we had an outage for about 12 hours, I think it was?
Yeah, it was 12 hours.
Something with the transmission line. Because the power has to also be distributed. And so the resilience of the grid that pushes that is also important. So many times we don't care about that. Then we blame BL very quickly. But you notice just now you were saying that they put out the hows and whys and they answer your question. The same thing about washing and opening your refrigerator and all of these things. Really conservation has to be a part of it.
So it's going to take some lifestyle changes, new habits.
Cultural change.
We don't jump in the vehicle to go around the lane to buy the coconut milk for the rice and beans,
but facts. But the reality is that it's not a part of our way of life. It is something that has to be instilled. I really love watching people do bike to work in the mornings because they have the pathway to do it. In other places they don't, right? And it can be very, very dangerous to try, especially here with this fast traffic. So it's gonna take us a little while, I think, to get to that culture, but we'll get there. I hope. But
one more thing I just wanted to add, though, because we're talking about collaboration here. We get a lot of support from the multinationals, from the IDB and from the EU. And from the Caribbean Development Bank, and you have CDW, because in some parts of this country, where you see people not being able, you don't see lines, BL's lines running to their homes or running, There are also things like microgrids. So it's important to talk about that, because at the end of the day, it's about no house left behind, no household left behind, no student left behind, because if you don't have energy, there's a challenge with connectivity to use the internet.
That is correct.
There's a whole lot of dependence and interdependence where it's concerned.
And I think interministerial collaboration is important to fill some of those gaps, because I find it odd or ironic when I go into a rural community where they have Chromes and they have tablets, but there's no electricity,
They
and
use it when
there
they go to
is no
school.
and then there is no data because there's no service, and I understand why they use it exactly when they go to school, but I said if I have a homework and I at home and I don't have no way to charge or no way to use my device, then what's the point, right?
Yeah.
So all these collaborations are extremely important. But for the benefit of our viewers this morning, gentlemen, one more time, I noticed that the energy ride is this weekend. It's the 30th, of November.
The fun ride starts at 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. That's for people like us.
Yes. And then the professional cycling races start at 10.
Okay, and the route is from?
It's from the Victor Galvez Stadium to where Fortis Hydro has their offices and back. That's for the fun ride. And the professional ride goes basically from the Victor Galvez station to the Santa Elena roundabout, doing multiple laps.
Is there any fee for this?
There is a general admission fee that the Cycling Federation charges. If I'm not mistaken, it's, I believe, $25.
Okay.
But the grand prizes are of $1,500 for elites.
So there you have it.
And we have multiple categories. We have elites, we have women's, we have juniors, we have masters.
So there's something for everybody.
So there's
the general public.
And it's just an awareness campaign, yes?
Correct.
So
It is an awareness, and really, we really want to say thanks to all of the entities or partners, the ministries, the public-private sector, who really contributed to everything that has happened during Energy Month. Without them, it would not have been possible. And for us to be here now, really continuing to talk about it, and to publicly say thanks to everyone who participated. And at the Energy Fair, even our Prime Minister made himself available, as busy as he was. It tells you how important. So when you have the leader of your country expressing and showing interest, that tells you how important energy is in everyday, everyday.
Well, we want to thank you too for the work you do, Dr. Almendares, because we know that you are a scholar. You've been around in all these different areas, and we have a wealth of confidence in you there. Definitely yourself and Director Cobb. We want to thank you, and guys, you want to be able to sign up for the ride. April and I were going to be in the fun category.
Yeah,
I'm going to stay behind just to help her a little bit. I wanted to feel too bad. Our GBM family, we don't get left behind.
You see this, right?
Yeah, we don't get left behind. But you know what? We want you to stick around, stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to be having a conversation with Cellular World about their Black Week blowout sale. All right, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
No Wi-Fi.
You might want to sing it note for note, don't worry.
Yo, bro,
be happy.
Excuse me, class.
In every life we
Bro, I
have
have smart
some
people, that's smart too.
trouble. But when you worry, you make it double, don't worry. Be happy.
Wherever the coastal road takes you, don't worry, be happy. Smart has you covered. Smart, bringing people together.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs Whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Driving around, particularly during this holiday season, can be quite an experience. Families are out shopping and the streets are buzzing with excitement. It reminds me that this season is all about connections, and it starts with how we treat each other, even on the road. When I'm behind the wheel, I always remind myself that being on the road is more than just following the rules. It's about looking out for each other and making sure we all get home safely to our families. This season, let's continue to be alert and be kind on the road. Be courteous, give way, and stay safe. A message from BEL.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double B-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Saturday. That's right, 2 times the B-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Penny's. Plus, get even more rewards with B-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, B-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Penny's. Quality and savings.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
And welcome back, everyone. Of course, we are joined here by Fernando Santos, and he's the marketing manager at Cellular World. Mr. Santos, how are you this morning?
I'm very good, very excited to be here. I'm very thankful for you guys giving us this space again to share something really amazing that we're doing this week at Cellular World.
No, you were just with us last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Promoting another sale.
Yes, because November is a very, very heavy month because we just celebrated our anniversary.
Yes.
And we wanted to make it very special. Yesterday we were sharing with our customers some nice cupcakes. We were celebrating with some of our history of 21 years of service.
You make a cupcake?
I didn't pass by yesterday.
Oh. They went by so fast, you know.
And I don't know how I didn't pass by
I know,
yesterday,
right?
you know, because I was sharing with Mr. Santos that, you know, outside of working, well, being here at GBM, I'm actually an insurance advisor, and I'm actually the agent for Cellular World.
Look at that.
So whoop whoop.
So you know about
RFNG
all
life
of them. So you know about them.
right.
And
Well, I mean, I didn't get any cupcakes, but yes, I do know about these.
But thank you for keeping us safe, you know.
Yes, man.
But now
and thank you for bringing these deals to us.
Yes, it's all about the Black Week blowout sale over at Cellular World.
So right now, this is not about us anymore. It's about the best deals in the market right now. No matter whether you're looking for a console, for a
for a phone, for headphones, for tablets, because we have been making sure that our deals are the best ones around in all of technology. And this is what we want to share today with you guys.
All right.
Wonderful. But you have flash sales right now on good deals, and right now it is the time, since we're getting into that festive holiday
Correct.
season. People can start to shop for their electronics and appliances really early, because Cellular World also has appliances.
That's right. Most of the things you can keep under the tree, although the appliances might be a little bit tricky.
You can figure out the fridge.
But the discounts that we're having make it worth getting them early, so that you can keep a very, very good Christmas present.
Yes. So what do we have in terms of your sale? How long does it last this time around?
Well, we're going to be having it, but it started yesterday, our Black Week sale. We couldn't wait until Friday. We really said, guys, you have to get it all the way from Monday. And we said, we're launching everything out since yesterday. We're going to be doing these very special prices until Saturday in all of our branches. And also in Orange Walk, we open until Sundays.
Wow.
So our friends up north, they can enjoy these offers until Sunday. And you can get, as you see here, up to 45% discount on our TVs. We're actually bringing Samsung TVs that are the most affordable ones in the market right now.
Wow.
So this is a very good opportunity if you have been looking to get a new TV for your office, for your kitchen, for your living room. Any space of the house can get a very good discount at Cellular World, up to 45% off, which, you can get a TV now for under $329.
Oh wow, that's a smart TV?
That's a smart TV
wow.
from Samsung, which comes with 1-year warranty that you can get at all of our stores right now.
April, by chance, are you looking for a TV for Christmas?
Like I said, I have a birthday coming up and I have a Christmas coming up, and I feel like I don't do the whole birthday, the whole birthday Christmas gift together. Like, this is your birthday and your Christmas gift? No, I want a birthday gift and I want a Christmas gift.
Okay, well, thankfully, Cellular World gave us
exactly.
a
So I'm seeing here where I could have a birthday and a Christmas gift.
And a Christmas gift. So we're getting that TV for Christmas.
Birthday.
Oh, for birthday.
Yes.
But I also see you all have some good deals on smartphones.
And that's the Christmas.
The smartphone Christmas. Tell us more about that.
Yes.
Well, for the nicest Christmas pictures that you can get, we are bringing our top-of-the-line Samsung Galaxy and the Apple iPhone 17 Air and Pro Max at a very good price right now. We're cutting hundreds of dollars off on both of our premium devices. Not only on these ones that I'm showing here right now, but all of our section of premium phones that make a very good gift for Christmas. They are on a very good discount, and as well, they come with a 1-year warranty from Cellular World. So whether it is let me get a nice phone for work, to take pictures, to even just to show off that with the people at work. This is a very good deal right now. So you can get the most powerful technology in Belize at the very best price.
And one of the things that I appreciate about Cellular World is that you guys are the distributor for Samsung devices.
Yes.
So if you want a legitimate Samsung phone, with all of the trimmings, with all of the data, with all of the storage, Cellular World is the place to come. And if I get these devices at a discounted price and I still need my phone to be fixed or something happens within that 1-year warranty, I can still come to Cellular World.
That's right. No matter in which of the branches you get it, you can go back to the store and say, guys, I need help because my device is presenting trouble, and we give you the best local service from our certified technicians. Only original parts we handle, and that means true reliability on our services, and that you can purchase all of your Samsung products knowing that you can trust what we are doing.
Okay. And in terms of other devices that you have here, I see we have a printer, we have a laptop, we have Nintendo Switch. So really everything in the store and the kitchen sink.
That's right. Exactly. If you're looking for something,
very special. I think everybody has grown playing, even in this generation's video games.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, it's something generational. Whether you played it on the Nintendo 64, on the
computer.
GameCube, on the computer, on the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
Now, the most recent one from Nintendo is the Nintendo Switch 2, which is coming right now at a very good price of $16.79. We're cutting hundreds of dollars off of this one. Comes already with Mario Kart. You don't have to purchase it separately. It gives you many hours of playtime if you have it on the go. You can also connect it to have unlimited playtime.
All right.
It itself, its own screen and console, so you don't need a monitor. But if you do want one, you can also get it at Cellular World, by the way.
I mean, there's a lot of great deals going on, and I know you have branches all over. What could the folks in maybe Punta Gorda and Bella Vista look forward to in terms of wanting to access some of these sales?
That's an excellent question, because we're going to be going there on Friday to Bella Vista. It's a very beautiful village that has received us very well, and we love bringing our best deals over there.
Okay.
So on Bella Vista, we're going to be this Friday, and then we're going to Punta Gorda on Saturday to bring the Black Friday, the whole Black Week.
Black Week.
Yes, the Black Week deals to our friends in Punta Gorda as well. And definitely, you guys know how to find us. It's Bella Vista at One Plus International, and in Punta Gorda at the Welcome Center. We are usually there the whole morning until around 3 p.m. in the evening. So look for us if you are down south, because we are bringing the best over there.
You know, one time I witnessed a Cellular World sale in PG.
Yeah.
I was there for something else, and y'all finished before midday.
Oh,
they were done before lunchtime.
Well, I hope you can carry more stock this time. You know, you have to carry more now. You have to take more. Excellent.
No, yes, we are bringing everything, but definitely get there early so you don't miss the opportunity to get all of this and many more deals. We're bringing all of our TVs, printers, laptops. This is the right moment to get it, because we have the best discounts.
So, of course, these sales begin, I think in PG you start at 8 in the morning, and in Bella Vista you start at around 10.
Yes, around 10 a.m. in the morning. So you guys can go look for our van, our tent. We're there all morning in Bella Vista and Punta Gorda this Friday and Saturday to look for your phones, your new headphones, your new speaker with the best discounts of the year.
And for your in-house sales within your stores countrywide, do you guys open regular hours?
Yes.
Okay. And online, can I still get these discounts? Even if I don't have a Cellular World store near me, can I still get these discounts online?
That's correct. You can look for us here in Belize City. We have our branches in Queen Street, Albert Street, and the Northern Shops, which has a very ample parking lot. So you can get, if you have your truck and you want to take your fridge right away, that's the place to get it from. If not, we can also take it to you. We do handle shipment here in the city and in our districts.
Okay.
And if you are up north, we have our store over there in Orange Walk in the Belize Corozal Road, which also has a parking lot. We also have a store in Belmopan. And if you are in the Caribbean enjoying the nice sea breeze, you can look for us in San Pedro in our store that opens from 9 to 9.
Yeah. Wow.
So that you have also the appliances, 40% off on all of our appliances with smart technology. You can get them now in San Pedro at Cellular World in Pescador Drive. And in the rest of our branches, you can find us from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wonderful.
I love that. You know, I've been to quite a number of sales, and just to prepare persons, the discounts. These are afforded to persons paying both cash and card online, or it's just cash?
No, you can pay with card.
Cash,
you can pay
credit card, debit card, and the
exactly.
discount will apply.
That's right.
Yeah.
As long as you get it this week, you don't let pass this week, you will be safe getting all of these prices and many more discounts that, you know, it's impossible to bring them all here. But we are inviting everybody to come to your closest Cellular World store, or if you don't have one nearby, you can reach out to us on Facebook and Instagram at Cellular World Belize, and on WhatsApp at 615-5141.
All right.
615-5141. Well, Fernando, thank you so much for dropping by with these awesome deals. I know that this is the season of giving, and what better way to give than with halving the price on these wonderful electronics and appliances over at Cellular World. Thank you so much, Fernando.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, we take another quick break, and when we return, we are switching gears into another conversation. It's all about UB's Marketing Expo showcasing future entrepreneurs. You don't want to miss that conversation? We'll be right back.
I just like my freedom. And when it comes to things like that, I just don't like feel tied down.
You think I don't know, but like my granny said, every part have their color.
Well, I could say, I just do the runs. But one thing I could tell you, you can't deny one good connection.
Why get tied down? With Smart Supercharged prepaid plans, you get all the postpaid perks you love, but with no contracts. Just pay up front for your talk, text, with total freedom for up to 30 days and starting as low as $35. That's right. No commitments for less than $1.25 per day. Just simple, flexible plans that keep you connected your way. Because with Smart, you call the shots. Dial 7526 or star 100#. Use the Smart app or visit a Smart prepaid agent.
The future is calling. Belize Bank.
Celebration time! Greater Belize Media is turning 34 years strong. That bring us together, so you know what that means. It's time for...
Give me five, give me five, give me five!
The countdown begins on December 1st, ending with a bang on December 5th. Tune in nightly at 7:30 for your chance to win amazing prizes. Fill out your coupons and return them for just 25 cents each. Now even easier with DigiWallet and eCash. So join the fun. Feel the energy.
It's only Gimme 5 that allows you to
Give me five, give me five, give me five!
We just take the coast out.
Belize is on the move. The Coastal Road is now powered by Digi's ever-expanding 4G LTE Advanced Network. Now you can stream that music, track that storm, or stop to send that file. Digi 4G LTE has got you covered. Digi, leading Belize's digital transformation.
It's celebration time! Greater Belize Media is turning 34 years strong. That's 34 years of bringing you the news you trust, the shows you love, and the stories that bring us together. So you know what that means. It's time for...
Give me five, give me five.
For your chance to win amazing prizes. Fill out your coupons and return them for just 25 cents each. Now even easier with DigiWallet and eCash. So join the fun, feel the energy, and remember,
You do not say hello, you do not say...
Welcome back. And closing off our morning show for today, it's all about UB's Marketing Expo, showcasing future entrepreneurs. And here to talk to us about it is Stacey Tews, and she is a marketing lecturer at the University of Belize. Good morning.
Good morning.
She's also joined by her fellow students, Ernesto Escobar and Jamia Savory. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to talk about the Marketing Expo, but we also want to talk about how the University of Belize is basically rearing these future entrepreneurs. So let's start with you, Ms. Tews.
Okay, well, welcome, and it's really wonderful to be here this morning. So, my name, of course, is Stacey Tews. I am a marketing lecturer at the University of Belize.
Okay.
And this month marks Entrepreneurship Month.
Okay.
And to commemorate Entrepreneurship Month, we've been featuring many of our student entrepreneurs. Ernesto being one of them. And we also have our marketing expo happening on Thursday. So we brought a student who is going to be part of our marketing expo. Now, in the past, we used to have really huge marketing expos. I don't know if you recall, like we'd have them at the Civic, and it was a really robust.
Big, yeah.
And then came COVID. And so we moved to a virtual expo during that time. And so we have a combination now of virtual expo and face-to-face expo. So the online students actually sell their products online during the course of the semester. So it's a different format where the face-to-face students, they have pop-up shops for fundraising during the semester and then a big face-to-face marketing expo. And instead of having it at one central location as we used to do in the past, we have Central Farm, we have PG, we have Belize City and Belmopan,
So all of your
having their own respective presence, which builds student life. Because of course, you know, Belmopan being the biggest campus, we have more student life. In some of the other campuses, the students they go to school and then they go home and then they don't really stay on campus or really
You even have the
many
dorms, so you really
exactly
get that larger.
They don't really have many opportunities to have activities. So that's one of the initiatives at the university this year, is to try to build more student life on campus in the other locations apart from just Belmopan.
Oh, wonderful.
And so here with me, Ernesto is finishing his marketing program. He is doing a bachelor's in marketing, and at the point where he's doing his research and internship and you know,
finishing off,
moving on to big and great things, of course. So,
well, technically, I'm actually ending up in marketing. So basically, I probably will be using the knowledge that I have obtained to like establish my own, not in the product that I will be innovating today, but actually in the food world. However, when it comes to how it led to like us picking a product, well, you know, transportation in Belize, it's pretty much unreliable. It's like waiting for it's waiting for a coconut to fall from the tree. Unpredictable and slow.
You have to go and get it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Climb to the top. I know, right?
Especially living in the villages, you have to wait. It's just prolonged.
Yeah.
So regarding the expo, me and my team, we decided that we were going to launch a new product. This is just to address the gap, which is the fragmentation, like have fast, reliable transportation at your fingertips. So essentially you can come to the storefront, you can book via our digital platform, which is actually launched, published. You'll be able to download it, but of course you'll see more at the expo.
Can I get the name of the...
Well, actually it's 501 Transit Rentals.
501 Transit Rentals.
So you rent the transportation is a rental company?
Well, it's at your discretion. You can rent it, you can lease it, you can do half day.
Just a taxi service or so?
Well, we offer a variety of fleets. So
Okay.
there will be buses, motorcycles, bicycles, of course, pretty eco-friendly options. But we have SUVs, we have tuk-tuks, you know, newly established. We have the golf carts, because our target audience is basically tourists. You know, they want at their fingertips. Then locals, we want a good thing, right? So we have the SUVs and all of that. So
I love that there is an option for everything and for everyone, because if you need something and you need to get a place, you need to get from point A to point B now, there is this application that can help you.
And that's what differentiates us from other competitors. Some of them focus only on internationals. We focus on both locals and internationals.
You see how she just said we pass something? like I don't ready for that.
And then Jeremiah just want to take the picture too. Yeah, it's like everything is just working out. Yeah, we didn't get the name of your freelance company, Mrs. Savory.
Miss Savory, Mr. Escobar.
Mr. Escobar, oh my God.
Yes,
sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, the name of how I started off is EAE Content Creations. That's my initial, Ernesto Adrian Escobar. So I just That's my initial, so nobody else can have that name.
You know what I admire about what's happening here? What I admire about what's happening here, you know, a lot of people get degrees and you find persons have that marketing background or that other background and they end up in something different. I am so happy to see that you all have actually put this degree to work and have started a business. And I think that is going to speak volumes for persons listening and for persons who may want to consider to study marketing at the University of Belize, because it equips you to that point that you can actually start a business. That we are right here, right now, sitting with two persons under the lecturer, you know, who have started their business. So I think that's phenomenal. And I want to continue to encourage that, you know.
Right. And I'd like to interject that.
Yes.
By the time that you reach the end of the marketing program and you do have some experience with entrepreneurship, like Ernesto, this is not the first or the second or the third time that I've brought Ernesto with me to do something or find an opportunity or take him to a conference. Because when the students also have that experience of being an entrepreneur and they are able to have more agency, have more autonomy, be more confident in their competence and self-efficacy. And so, yes, we learn the skills in school, but it's also that ability to, like, nobody's going to know how much you know unless you demonstrate it. So that ability to demonstrate the theoretical knowledge, but also have strong communication skills is what makes a top-notch marketing student, those ones who have that entrepreneurial experience.
All right. I personally feel like the students here have demonstrated that wealth of knowledge, Ms. Stacey, and I think that I have all the hope in the world that these kids are going to thrive. They're going to be all right. And that is a huge thanks to the work that has been provided by the marketing program under the University of Belize. For our viewers, as we're winding down this conversation, where, when, how can they be a part of the Expo? You said it starts on Thursday. What time? Where is it going to be? Let's get that information.
Okay, excellent. So on Thursday, we're starting with a business mixer for sponsors and all of the support from the local business community and our UB Business Alliance. And then that way, not only does it give the students, because they want to see a little bit of magic when they step out and everything's ready. So they don't want to see that setting up and everything. But one of our objectives in the Faculty of Management is to build better face-to-face time and reciprocity with the business community and have a really good connection, relationship building. So we start with that on the day. And then of course we have our fantastic sponsor, and you know, I would love to name all of the sponsors, but if I forget one, that's going to be a problem. It's a long list, so we got a lot of support. But of course, our sponsors, you'll see it on the UB Facebook page soon, right? And moving on, we are going to have the students' booths out there for Belmopan and Central Farm. So in Belmopan, we have Belmopan and Central Farm. Belize City, the Belize City students, and PG or PG students, right? So for Belmopan, you know, our admissions will be there. Some businesses will be there as well. But we open it up, you know, anyone can come. It's in the like back parking lot area, open area. And it goes from 9:30 until 2 o'clock p.m.
This Thursday.
Well, there you have it from the lecturer herself. So guys, you want to be able to show up at the UB Marketing Expo and take advantage of everything that's going to be showcased out there. Support our young Belizean entrepreneurs. And as well, I want you to stay tuned because we're going to take a quick credential break and we'll be right back.
No break. We are closing off right
here.
I want to say a big thank you to all of our guests that joined us and had the conversation with us this morning. And a big thank you to you, our viewers, for sticking with us today. It is November 20th. 25th. Happy birthday to everyone that is celebrating a birthday today. And
Happy
if you have
birthday.
a birthday shout out or a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here. That's oye@channel5belize.com. You can also catch our Facebook live stream, that's Open Your Eyes BZ, and our highlights on Instagram at OYE Belize. Even if you have a question or a comment, you can call us or text us on our WhatsApp number, that's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right.
Be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, Belize. Goodbye.
Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.